In this video, we will be going over the Measure Area tool. To get to that tool, we'll be in the Drawing Workflow, under the Analyze ribbon again, and in this last row, the second tool down is Measure Area. And when I left click and select it, it's going to bring up that Measure Area tool. Under the Measure Area tool, we have several different methods. We have Element, Fence, Intersection, Union, Difference, Flood, and Points. First, I'm going to set it to Element. We'll go over the Element portion of it. So to use this tool with the Element method, as long as I have a closed shape out there, I can just left click and select it, and it's going to give me my measurements. Right now the area unit is set to square feet. If I select the down arrow, I can change that to acres international if I want. I'm going to leave it set to square feet. And then for the perimeter unit, you have some other options under here you can choose too. I'm just going to leave mine set to survey feet, but as you can see, there's other units of measurement that you can use. And you can see it gave me my area in square feet and the perimeter of that element. Now since it's set on element, you'll notice when I try to select a line or something, it's not going to let me measure the area of that element because it's not a closed shape. It has to be some sort of closed shape to give me that measurement, like this block up here. If I left click and select on that block, it's going to give me the area of that block with a perimeter. If I come up here and change my method from element to intersection, I drew these two blocks out here, and what you need to do to get the intersection to work is you have to have two elements that intersect each other. So I have this block here, I'll left click and select it, then I'll come down here and left click on this block, and it's going to highlight where those two intersect, and it's going to give me the measurements of that intersected area. So that's what the intersection will do. If I change that from intersection to union, and I go out to these same two blocks, I'll left click and select my first element, left click and select my second element. You can see it's highlighting both those blocks, and it's giving me the area of both of these combined together, but it's only counting this area in the middle where it intersects once, so it's actually the correct area of the elements and the perimeter. If I switch my method from union to difference, and I want to know what the area of this block will be without this overlapping part right here, I'll left click and select that block first, left click and select the second block, and it's going to give me the area and perimeter, but it's going to knock out the area where it intersects and not include that in the calculation. So those first four we went over deal with just selecting a closed shape of some sort, like a polygon. But the next method we're going to go over is flood, so I'm going to select that one. You'll notice you have a couple different other options down here. We'll go over those in just a minute. So to use the flood method, all you have to do is come out in an area you want to flood. So maybe I want the area of this section right here. I'll just come inside of it, left click to select it. It's going to show me what it's flooding. Now all I have to do is do one more left click to accept it, and it's going to show me that area and perimeter. So if I wanted this area right here, just left click, and right now it's ignoring anything that's inside of it, like the circle and this text. That's what I want. Left click, and it's going to give me that area and perimeter. If I did want to subtract out interior shapes inside when I was flooding, I could check on this locate interior shapes. Now if I come out and flood that same area, you can see it's flooding it, but any shape that's inside of it, it's going to subtract that from the calculation. So if that's what I want, I'll just left click one more time to accept it, and it's going to give me that area and perimeter. The last option you have under here is this dynamic area checkbox. If I check that on, now you'll notice when I go out to my screen, it's automatically trying to flood, and it's showing me what it's trying to flood. So once I get to an area I want to flood, just left click, it's going to flood that area, and it's going to give me my measurements. One thing you can do if dynamic area is checked on, if I hold down my control key and flood my first area by left clicking, I can come over to this other area and left click to flood this area. Now you can see they're both highlighted. If that's what I want, I'll just let go of my control key, come out here into a blank area somewhere, and left click to accept that, and it's going to give me my measurements. So that's how you use the flood method. The last method in here is points, and that's just snapping to points on your screen. Maybe I want to know what this area is right in here, so I just have to make sure my snapping's turned on. I've got it set to key point right now. That'll probably work. So I could just snap down to this corner right here, snap to this corner, come up to where these intersect, maybe snap to this endpoint, and then come over and snap to this endpoint. Once I get all my points done, I can just left click to reset my tool, and it's going to give me my measurements. So those are some of the options under the Measure Area tool you may use while using MicroStation.